The amount of trauma that is out there in the world is staggering. Trauma is just such an inherent part of suffering that nearly every clinician who works with anybody who's struggling is going to find that trauma is a part of their background. I first started working with trauma back in 1989. And during that time, the most important and most valuable intervention in working with individuals who've experienced trauma has been acceptance and commitment therapy. It can really help our clients when we think about not just reducing symptoms, but also building an engaged and powerful life. One of the things that I hear from clinicians on an ongoing basis is, how do I do trauma exposure from an ACT perspective? Not just the exposure that occurs inside of ACT as it is, but trauma-specific exposure. So in this course, we share with you how to integrate trauma exposure into an ACT perspective or from an ACT perspective. This can be very useful for clinicians who are looking to understand how to pull these two pieces of trauma healing together. You'll find a way that you can integrate ACT fully and with heart. I'm super excited about this course because although it's specific to trauma and contains information that is related to the pain of the fallout of that trauma, I really like what it has to offer in terms of the processes and how to integrate them into the work that's happening with a client who's stepped away from their values, with a client who has lost their way because of something that happened to them in their past. In this course, when I think of a eureka moment, I really think of self as context. If they can connect to that perspective that they are so much more than those traumatic events, even if there's been multiple traumas, that they are bigger and larger than those experiences, it can be incredibly freeing. When I think about who should take this course, of course I'm thinking about all clinicians. Most clinicians at some point in their career are going to encounter a client who's experienced trauma, if you've not already encountered a client who's experienced trauma. This course matters because there's so much trauma happening in the world. We need to find many ways to address it and to help those who are suffering from trauma to recover their lives and perhaps even grow beyond the trauma, beyond what's been so painful. I hope you'll give it a try, because there's nothing better than helping an individual who's experienced trauma recover.